beautiful, beautiful way to start the day. Nice to walk into that, isn't it? Happy July, people. We're in July. 4th of July celebration is on Tuesday. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be very, very busy up here around the lakes and at Yosemite. So wherever you were planning on going, I wouldn't go now if I were you. A little bit too late. I'm going to stay home and celebrate it at home this year. Welcome everyone. Welcome to everyone on Zoom this morning. Anybody here for the first time this morning? No? No newbies. Okay. I got a couple.
This is her second time.
Her second time. Give me your name again.
Candace.
Candace. Candace, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I can't wait to hear you sing some more. It's beautiful. This is the year of living from one's core values. And the themes for July are discipline, discernment, and development. Look forward to hearing what our speakers have to say this month regarding those themes. Oh, Cheyenne, would you come up and lead us into a meditation, please?
Yes, and I'll bring Candace into it.
We don't remember who this song is. Oops. We think it's Karen Drucker. Sorry, we don't know who this song is by, but we'll figure it out and let you guys know later.
I'll lead us into meditation from here.
Mm-hmm.
So relax and close your eyes and listen to the music, and then go within.
In this and every moment, I am safe and all is well. In this and every moment, I am safe and all is well. I am held, I am whole, I surrender to it all. When I trust and let go, then I know that all is well. In this and every moment, I am safe and all is well. In this and every moment, I am safe and all is well. I am held, I am whole, I surrender to it all. When I trust and let go, then I know that all is well. In this and every moment, I am safe and all is well. In this and every moment, I am safe and all is well.
Yes, we are safe and all is well. With God's Spirit source, always. Let us remember who and what we are, children of the Most High. We are constantly developing as beings on this planet Earth, always seeking our best for ourselves and all others. And so it is. Thank you, ladies. That was beautiful music, just beautiful. It's time for a spiritual thought, and today I've got Patty Humble coming in. Good morning, Patty.
Good morning. Sorry we couldn't get your clock working.
That's okay.
We'll just have to maybe get a new one. We'll see. So as Joe mentioned, our themes this month are discipline, discernment, and development. The late Ram Dass said, "Everywhere you look, you will see what you are looking for. Always look for God. When you're looking for God, all that you see is God." Now, in reviewing these core values, I was immediately drawn to the word discernment. I lived in Silicon Valley for like 20 years and attended the Center for Spiritual Enlightenment. And my teacher then, and kind of still is, Reverend Ellen Grace O'Brien. And she used that word frequently in her talks. I just noticed it. Discernment. In fact, one of her books is called 4 Ways of Freedom: Love, Discern, Meditate, and Serve. So she defines discernment as the soul's ability to see clearly and know what is true. Everywhere you look, you will see what you are looking for. Always look for God. When you're looking for God, all you see is God. As living beings, we use our senses to discern what is true. Now, our animals, they have heightened senses, and they somehow instinctively know when danger is near. My cat used to burrow in the linen closet before an earthquake. She was like my earthquake monitor. Our canine pets seem to know, when mom or dad is coming home, they're waiting at the door before you even show up. And few of us pay attention to those instincts, but they can be developed. So clearly, for we humans with our very limited senses, we need to understand that in order to discern what is true, we must be actively looking. Everywhere you look, you will see what you are looking for. Always look for God. When you're looking for God, all you see is God. Discernment can be a powerful tool on our spiritual path. In the biblical book of Proverbs, it says, "The mocker seeks wisdom and finds none, but knowledge comes easily to the discerning." Why is that? Here at PLC, we teach that God, source, whatever you personally like to call it, God's source is omnipresent. Everything is God's source. All things come from God's source. We are one in God's source. And knowing this, we gain a deeper recognition of the harmony of all of God's work and how his laws work in our lives and how we can work with those laws. Everywhere you look, you will see what you are looking for. Always look for God. When you're looking for God, all you see is God. There's a Sanskrit prayer, I know Cheyenne knows this one, asatoma Satgamaya, from ignorance, lead me to truth. Tamasona Jyotirgamaya, from darkness, lead me to light. This is a very powerful prayer for developing discernment. The rishis of old knew this. What I love about PLC and the science of mind is that it seems to attract discerning souls. All of you. Many of you are my friends, and it's what I love about you. Like, we dig deep. We question dogma. We read, we research, and we use the power of our discernment to discover what is true. Then we test it in our everyday lives. Everywhere you look, you will see what you are looking for. Always look for God. When you're looking for God, all that you see is God.
Yes. All is God. My wife and I were pulling up here this morning. There was a young buck deer right over here. And I've come to the PLC in the evening time and in the morning time, and I see them, and they just walk around me. They have no fear of me. Their sensing is incredible. I'm like, there's God. There's God right there in that deer. There's God is in all things. It's just a beautiful thing to see just coming into these grounds. Gorgeous. Cheyenne, you have a song for us?
We're going to sing an original song by Candace. It's called Everything Has Led Me Here. Thousands of years of history, thousands of years of geography, forming everything that's happened has led me to this moment. Everything that's happened has led me to this moment. Oh, oh, every tree that has been planted, every flower that's bloomed, every road that I have crossed, every breath I have taken, everything that's happened has led me to this moment. Everything that's happened has led me to this moment. Oh, years of being born from my mother.
Beautiful song, beautiful. It's time for our main speaker, and I want to bring up our senior minister, Reverend Sandy West. Come on, dear. Beautiful. Oh, wonderful music.
Wow. Does that express it? Just a big wow?
Yeah.
I just want to keep on listening to it. I love music that sings me like that. Thank you. I have some interesting topics this month, and the one that I want to begin with is discipline. When you first think of discipline, I think of it in a harsher way. You know, spankings, your nose in the corner, those kind of things. But going past that, discipline is one of the first things we teach our babies. We want them to be safe. So we put them on schedules. We teach them how to do things. We ask them to follow what we teach. And we do little corrective modes all the time. So we're taught with that, and we take that through our whole life. And what you see is as we change, we have new disciplines. Maybe your discipline now is praying every morning, meditating a couple times a day at the same time, going for walks, exercise, when you eat. But basically, it's a schedule that we keep to. So we follow it, and it's different for each of us. We have ones that are general for everyone that we call laws, but I'm not talking about that. Or unless you want to call it a law for yourself, a law of the universe, how everything works. And being able to discern what works for me as opposed to what works for you. And it's not the same. We each have something different than works. And it's hard sometimes to make those changes. We have to keep reminding ourselves, I'm not doing it that way anymore. I'm not using that word anymore. I'm not reacting in that way anymore. I want to do it differently. I want to be more. And what you find over time is that, 6 months down the road, you look back and you can see the changes. They aren't big leaps. They're more gradual as we evolve and we change and we become more. And we discern more. We discern what's right for us. We discern what's working in the universe. We discern how everything interacts, how we see the different things and things that will bring on other things. So we can see that the plates are shifting on the planet. And we know that the way they're shifting, eventually we could have an earthquake. And there's a discipline in that and how it works and how it goes. Each part of it knows what it's supposed to be doing, and it's right for the whole. And that's a big way we have to look at things. What's right for the whole as opposed to just for me? And we have to really focus on that because we don't yell fire in a crowded room unless there actually is a fire. We don't play with things anymore. We understand what's appropriate for when it's supposed to be and how to do that. And it's not as easy all the time as we would like it to be. We develop these senses, and it takes time. And I think sometimes we don't want to allow ourselves that developmental period. We want it right now. Okay, I want to be that way. Why aren't I that way? Well, because that way is still over there, and I'm still here. So we look at it, even though we're all one, we can see that my now moment, when I step out of the now moment, might not be what I want, but in the now moment, it's everything that I could possibly want to be. And it's important as we go through these different steps to recognize how we need to discipline ourselves and develop the wanting to be in that now moment, to have it as our core, to know it's our heart and action, to know that it's the divine speaking through me. In my now moment, I merge with everything. There is no enemy. There is no anger. There is no them and me. It's a oneness. And that's what we're asking the planet to evolve to develop, to become. And it's not easy. We see that. It doesn't happen overnight. And there are different stages that they have to go through, or we've gone through in the past. If you look back at our history and you look at what's happening in the world, you can see it happened here. That's one of the things that we went through and one of the things that we learned through. And one of the greatest lessons we learn is what we don't want to do, what we don't want to be, how we don't want to interact any longer. And when we can learn to open our hearts and to focus on the love that is outpouring everywhere, when we see that love in everyone we look at and we can make that heart connection, the world is a completely different place. But we have to learn that it's safe. It's safe to open your heart. If you're living in a ghetto in this country and there's gunshots all the time and police sirens all the time, is it going to be easy for you to open your heart? It's not going to be so easy. You're going to be cowering in fear. You're going to be peeking out your window, making sure no one's coming at you. You're going to be startled at every thought or every sound that you hear. Are they after me? Are they coming in my door? In those moments, you can see how difficult it is to remain heart-centered. And what an achievement it is when you can get there. And that's not boasting. That's not ego. That's that you're climbing up a hard ladder and you're staying where you are. You're not dropping back down. Many times over the years, I've dropped back down. I got up to a certain point and then couldn't go any higher. And then I fell again as other issues came up to be worked with. Every time I got involved with another man, I fell. Because I always found ones with issues. I always found ones that were broken. And I thought I would fix them and mend them, put them back together because I was so good. I was arrogant to the point of ugliness. And as I look back, I am so grateful for where I am now and what I've learned, what I've become. I can appreciate the journey. I'm very grateful that your journey is gone now. It's disappeared somewhere to heal itself. I lift those things, up to God's source and let God handle it. I don't have to fix everything. I can let God help me. I can let the divine come in and swoop all of those things and take it and bless it and send it off to its healing place. Not everything has to heal through me. That's arrogance again. And I need, and we all need to release that till it's completely gone. The hardest part is with my kids and the things that they have going on with them. I think about them every time it gets close to a holiday because we all get together and we're getting together on the 4th of July. And I don't want to go in looking for problems. I want to go in looking for their hearts, connecting with their hearts, seeing the beauty in them. I had a good lesson in that. My granddaughter was using the edger, not the edger, the hedge clippers. And she gripped it and it cut her hand completely to the bone. It was ugly. And when I first saw it, I regressed. And then I was able to bring myself back and be able to work with it and see the love in it and see the healing in it and see the divine in it and know that all is well in it. But it took me a minute. It rocked me out of my safe spot. And that will happen to us. That's part of life. That's part of living. And it's up to us to stand ourselves up and to get back into where we know that we need to be. If I can't stay there all the time, how do I expect the world to change? The more that I can achieve those things, the more that I can expect. And the more that I can, maybe not expect, but the more that I can see and recognize, the more that I can love. I look at the Ukraine. We were democracy struggling like that. We went through that. We had our own revolution, our own wars, our own ways of doing things. But the purpose is to learn from it and move to the next evolutionary step for you. You can't expect someone to go from, think of how Russia was, where they were utterly dominated. How do you go from that to a democracy? How do you go to a democracy to freedom and where we are? How do you start letting go of those and being able to recognize what we need and what we don't need? It's a process, and we have to remember that word. Life is a process, and wherever you are on that process is right for you. It's not wrong, no matter where you are. If you're in the middle of a war at that moment, that's where you need to be. And you need to be learning it the best that you can to know that it doesn't serve you. But until you try it and are wallowing in it, you don't know that. It's merely speculation. Our evolution is not based on speculation. Our evolution is based on trial and error, pretty much. You try it, and you like it or you don't like it. You try it and you like it and move on and find something else to like as you put together the one that you want to be. I'm not the one I was last year. I'm not the one I was before the COVID and the cancer. I'm completely different now. And we all are. Every day, every moment, we are a new individual. We are a new incarnate being. And that's a hard one to fathom. To see the newness, to see the difference, to see a picture of you, I'll look at a picture of the last family gathering and one now, I look completely different to me. There's a difference in the stance, in the ease, in the smile, in all of it. And those are good signs to see the differences. If we stay the same, are we living? What are we doing if we stay the same? And so many people fight to keep things the same. It's not necessarily a good fight. It's not necessarily where we want to be. But that itself is another lesson to learn. We go through all these lessons. I figure when we stop going through them, we're off planet, wherever that is next, whatever's going to happen after we're here. But think about it this week as you go through your life. What am I doing? What is really working for me? Ask yourself that throughout the day when you get up, when you start to do something that you do the same thing every morning. Is this the best thing I can do when I first get up? Should I first get up and go get something to drink? First get up and go to the bathroom, that's important. But should I pray first? Should I meditate first and then eat breakfast? What are the things that work for me? It's going to be different for each of us. There are a lot of days I can't eat until noon. My stomach just won't take it, and it's always been that way. And I've learned to be okay with that. If that's what my body needs, then that's all right. I'll work with it. But I find that the more that I'm at ease with my body and allow it to do what's best for it and what it thinks it needs, the happier I am. I'm no longer in this internal struggle, this internal fight. I'm in a place of loving acceptance. I'm in a place of being the loving. And that is an excellent place to be. And I invite you all to talk to each other, to share your experiences, because when you share them, you hear them differently. What I think about when I'm sitting in that chair and what I say up here are two different things. They come out completely differently. Because when I'm here, the intellect isn't working. It's source speaking through me. And whatever that needs to be for whatever everyone wants to hear. And getting my ego out of the way, that's perfect. It's not my pontifical excellence. It's not my big words. It's not all of that. It's about, are people understanding me? Are they getting it? Is it what they need? Can they use it? It's a completely different approach to public speaking. And it takes a while to be comfortable in it. I can remember when I first started and having things completely written out and then gobs of notes and then getting lost in my notes. And I finally gave up. I remember one time Angie came up with notes like this, and then he just looked at it, put it away, and started talking. That's the way we need to be. Do all the notes you need before you get here. But then share from your heart. Share from what you know. Whether you're giving a spiritual thought or a prayer, just talking to somebody with you. If you need to talk to somebody, ask somebody. It doesn't have to be a minister. It doesn't have to be a practitioner. Talk to your friends. We used to, before everything else, we'd get on the phone and we talked all the time. And I was on a party line when I was growing up, and I tell you, those old biddies talked. And they talked, and they talked. But they interacted. They're miles from each other out in the country, not seeing each other. But there was connection. And we need connection. We need that desperately. And we need that recognition that we are all one. So when you see the news, bless it and go on. When you see things that are happening, bless it and go on. Bless everything. It makes a difference and it makes the world a better place. So when you go forth this week, go forth as a loving blessing. The world is a better place because each of us are in it. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Sandy. Could I have a couple of volunteers come up and help me with offertory, please?
We're gonna do a little background music.
Wonderful. I'll take it.
Okay.
We got three. You go. Let everybody go.
I can help you hold
I can
one
get some more
side.
baskets.
But you need more basket cases.
Yeah.
Let's do our
We've got
offertory.
three.
Let's do our offertory statement, please. Divine love flowing through me blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. Thank you.
I am so grateful for this life I have to live. I am so grateful for all I have to give. For I live in a world of abundance. And a true never-ending source from above. I live in a true abundance and a true never-ending source from above.
Good. Thank you, ladies. I could listen to you guys sing all day.
I was gonna say, that was so short.
It's okay, I'm gonna get it back up here again.
Okay, yeah.
And those watching on Zoom today, I know you know how to give to the PLC. If you have questions about that, please talk with Reverend. Why did I forget my name? What was it?
Missy,
What's your name?
what's her name? And it's on the chat box.
Your name is?
Your name is?
Missy?
Hi, Missy.
Yeah, and I put it in the chat box.
I just want to make sure you knew who you were.
Hey, like Patty said in her wonderful message, when you see me, you just see God.
That's it. Reverend God. I like that.
I like that too.
I always knew God was a girl.
Hey, it was great, Patty. It was the best you've done so far. I loved it.
Any announcements this morning from you? Yes, come up. Good morning, Kim.
Good morning. This is, do you want me to talk in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you on Zoom.
Okay there.
Good morning, everybody. I'm doing this for John Lalonde and for Judy DeRosa. They both couldn't be here today, but they wanted me to announce that next week, the second Saturday of every month, is the drum circle and the flute circle. The flute circle starts at 2:00. So I'll be here with, and John is doing a great job with the leading of it. And so you're all welcome to come. And if you don't have a flute, it's okay, because we have extras. And you don't have to play if you don't want to, but we encourage it. But if you want to just sit and listen, that's fine too. And then right after that, at about 3:30-ish, they come and set up for the drum circle, and that starts at 4. And if you have a drum or a rattle or anything, that's okay too, because we have extras, and you can do that. So we invite you all to come because it's a lot of fun. It puts an energy into the room that we really like. And so I welcome you to do that. I also want to point out again, the beautiful artwork that are gracing our walls. We have Carolyn's work on this side here, and she's done a beautiful job of mandalas, and each one is a prayer for her. And if you read the labels, you will see what she has called each one a piece of her artwork. Beautiful, and she has donated all the sales to any of her artwork are going directly to the Positive Living Center. So that's wonderful, and we're really grateful for that. And on this side is Judy's artwork, and over here, and also we're so lucky just to have people that want to hang their art here and put their energy in this area, in this space. What else did I want to tell you? Okay, then the other thing I wanted to tell you, and I'm going to say it until the 30th of the month, is that we have somebody coming on the 30th of the month, and I'd love all of you to be here for this. A lady named Divavani Lawrence will be chanting and doing sound that way with her vocal cords. She's very amazing, just like you two ladies today. And so that will be the 30th of this month. And I invite you all to come for that. Now, there was something else, but I can't think of it. I'll probably remember at 3 o'clock this morning. But anyway, thank you. Have a happy 4th of July.
Anybody else?
I have an answer.
Come on up here, buddy.
Are you good? So very quickly, as you all know, first of all, I'm sorry I was late. I'm always late. I'm always late, but here's what's cool. Well, I am not going to be late as much, and I'm improving. What's funny is that what we put into mind, as our fearless leader, Angela Pizzello, and founder, said, that we can all be possibilitarians. So last week I was listening to a Joe Dispenza podcast, and he was talking about doing neurofeedback and monitoring our vibrational frequencies. And so I thought, God, I did that with a beautiful man who was here before, Gautam Katzman. I don't know if anyone here ever remembers him, but he was a psychologist, and he had a neurofeedback machine, and I worked with a little bit, but then he had to leave town. And so I just, in the chain of events, I thought, ooh, I've got to find a neurofeedback machine, because I want to improve my tardiness, among other things, and my distractibility, which is also my superpower. So this last week, I also hurt my groin muscle working out, trying to improve myself and be stronger. So I had to go get a pulse electromagnetic field treatment from my friend. And while I was there, the person who gave me the treatment said, oh, by the way, my son's ADD has improved greatly in the last couple months because he's doing this neurofeedback work with this woman in Course Gold. And so she gave me her number. I called her up, and she goes, oh, my father's been telling me for years that you need to meet this guy, Barney. And so then, so she decided that day, she goes, I want to come up and meet you at 4 o'clock and do the thing. So at 4 o'clock on Friday, we met, and we did that little 10-minute exercise, and we spent 4.5 hours talking to each other. So I just want to say that these things actually do work. And one more thing, note too, I do have that Paulownia honey. It is a manifestation of a dream I had a year ago. I didn't even know what I was doing, but I thought, wow, it has resulted in this beautiful, exquisite, very rare. I defy you to find it anywhere on the internet or anywhere, Paulownia honey available. So I'm not trying to sell it for me. So I just want to say that if you do want, on the larger jars, to donate $20, or the smaller jars 10, I will take $10 of that $20 and donate it to the PLC, and the other $10, I would like to donate it to the Cheyenne Hernandez GoFundMe account to make an album. Because your journey since I've known you has been so beautiful and so lovely. And I just, so if you would, they're $20 and $10. 10 goes to the, half will go to the PLC, half will go to Cheyenne's beautiful dream. So that way we can enjoy like a double sweetness. It's just nothing but sweetness in the air today. And thank you, Candace and Cheyenne.
I'm speechless.
Oh,
Anybody?
and if you would, I would love for you guys to spread the word. So if you can't afford anything, go ahead and take one of the small ones and put your contact information in it. And I just want to send you an email about this beautiful plant that I believe can really help us reverse global warming. And that's my big little dream, is to help out with that. So
Thank you, Bill. Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, sir. Come on.
Just a friendly reminder that women's group is on hiatus this week for the holiday. And also the spiritual discussion group is on hiatus for the holiday. And on a personal note, I want to say thank you to everyone that stepped up while I was on my 3-week vacation. And I had a wonderful time on a catamaran in the Windward Islands for 2 weeks. So it was like amazing. And especially special thank you to Joe for taking care of all of our financial stuff while I was gone. Thank you everyone for stepping up and, you know, helping with setup and takedown and stuff like that. So while I was gone, I was able to have a wonderful time. So thank you.
Welcome back, Laura.
Welcome back. Don't leave again. Yes, dear.
I was just wondering, my dad was a big part of the, I don't like to go mics, but.
Oh, come on. You can be up here and be afraid just like everybody else.
My dad, back in the 90s, helped start the Positive Living Center with Angie, and he passed in October. So this was our favorite place to come together.
What's his name?
Tom Smith.
Tom Smith.
Yeah, so I came here growing up. Sorry, but I spoke to you about it, and this was a really important part of our lives, so I just wanted to let everyone know.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, Cheyenne. I think Bonnie already spoke for you.
Oh, I have to.
Oh, but I can't speak as eloquently as she can speak for herself.
So as Barney mentioned, I have a GoFundMe because I'm flying to Colombia, Cali, Colombia in South America to record with my guitar teacher. If anyone would like to share the GoFundMe, I have a sign-up sheet where you can put your contact info, and then you can share it on Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever, or you can text it to your friends. And that would be a great way to spread the word. So far, I have saved and raised enough money to record 3 songs, so we're definitely gonna do a demo. And hopefully, if I raise enough money, we can do a full 6 songs or maybe more, you never know. So that's one announcement. And the other is that I've placed flyers for the Goddess Festival, the Yosemite Goddess Festival, which is going to be October 7th and 8th at the Mariposa County Fairgrounds. And Candace will be playing there, I'll be playing there. So if you want to take a few and share them with your friends, take as many as you want. We have a huge stack of them. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheyenne. I'm going to enter that goddess contest myself. Anybody else? Okay, very good. Lots of announcements, lots of things happening. Beautiful. Our prayer partner this week is Patty Hummel. Our next week's speaker is the Reverend L.J. Luana Bull. Look forward to hearing you speak next.
Ever?
That's what I show.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let me check that out.
Probably a good thing I told you, huh?
I I think I better get ready.
Yeah. Let's do our prayer of protection, please. For those who don't know, we have these cards in front of you. I'll have to do this in front page. And it has the prayer of protection on there if you don't know it. And let's begin that, please. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. The energy of God is me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Ladies, you got a song for us? Let's give them some more love. Isn't it fantastic?
Oh, okay. This one's an original, another original. It's called I Am Learning.
They're worth waiting for, aren't they?
I've been worse off. I've been down and I've been worse off. Falling down into the bottom of the well. And it was dark and it was cold. My heart was broken to pieces. And I
Okay, you're hired.
Good audition.
Good audition. That was fabulous. I am learning. Aren't we all still learning, as Reverend talked about today, about learning? Yeah, always learning something new.
Forgot another name. You forgot another name, didn't you?
No.
No, Sandy?
No.
No, Reverend Sandy, I didn't. I said the Reverend. You are the Rev.
Okay.
Okay. Come on up here and pray us out, please. Reverend,
Whatever your name is.
whatever it is.
Oh, you remind me of my mother. She never remembered any of our names, and she'd go through all of the siblings' names before she got to you. I told her I could handle that as long as she didn't call me one of the boys. You know, that was a little overkill. So close your eyes, relax for a minute, go within and know that there is only God. And in this knowing, the beauty and the joy that we've created today, the beautiful music, the inspired words, all of it are resonating within us. We are the Word, we are life, we are love. And I know that as we go forth this week, we take it with us and we spread it. And I give thanks for all we are, and so it is. Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a fabulous, fabulous 4th holiday and celebrate our independence. God bless. See you next week.